Hello, sorry to interrupt you in the second video that I found out, but yeah, I think I found some news and I think it's kind of disturbing already. Yeah, it's related to a video about the possible U.S. invasion in Venezuela, but I found out I found something kind of bit disturbing already and I heard already. Yep, Cuba has some history of several interventions into countries at this point. They did it only once in Israel. They done it kind of a couple months all the way within in Algeria. That I found out, and once and all already in Nicaragua, and for the Cuda at this point, and yes, and even in Southern Africa. There's been for a couple failed ones, like Panama and others, but those are those. But by the rate to the Cuban win losses ratio, the interventions has been 5-4, which means they're pretty even at it. So which means they kind of feared, and this is the U.S. invasion. There might be possibility once again of the Cuban intervention to help with Venezuela for possibly for sure. They end up to help out the Maduro at that point. I'd not be surprised. Cuba might join forces in Nicaragua and Bolivia, despite they only have manpower. And also, in the in also other islands like freaking like take the Grenada, they got St. Vincent Grenadines and Antigua, you name it. So yeah, this probably would have a Trump nation intervention and end up being the largest one there. Yeah, those islands, they don't have a big military, it's because they have a very small manpower with the police force, but they can still join interventions as a side of Cuba at that point, with the send for a couple police forces and others are there. Yes, I can show you what I mean for sure. 9-1. For the end for Venezuela, you end up for sure, and it is kind of say it's kind of interesting to see for so far. Yeah, here's all the island nations in the some sort. You got Antigua there, or Barbuda. There was this located right near Puerto Rico. Yeah, and as you know already, there's just a couple small islands though, but here's the thing one now. They do have its industrial securities for sale. And yes, and even they have a regiment of the defense force. See, yeah, this is Antigua's military there. So I found out for sure. So you'll not be surprised for that. The Mimica, also has a standing military too. This is also a problem too. See for Grenada, on the Grenada usually have a military in their own. As you know. See for St. Kitts and Nevis. See. So knows that they have their own defense force. I know this can be very small, but and if they add up together, that's gonna be up to the islands might possibly get up to like a force of 5,000 troops, which in Nicaragua, Bolivia, so they get up to over 10,000 troops. So it's up to like 10,000. No, yeah, 15,000 so far. And they add a grand total, and then they get the full force of Cuba and also Venezuela. That means, so that's the kind of view this intervention that might be up to like a force of probably 30,000 troops to 50,000 troops for every nation in ALBA alliance. Part of this Cuba intervention to save Venezuela. So this is gonna be bigger pain in the butt in front of sure. All the way known already. So yeah, this makes sense compared to the known by context. What they were end up looking at here for sure, and to see for the future of this. Anyway, yeah, the Nicaragua does have a military too, but the end is a little bit bigger than that. So the other armed forces. Yeah, here it is. They don't have conscripts, but they have the over 40,000 personnel in the military in Nicaragua, in Bolivia, and Bolivia also has a military as well, which is forming. Yeah, they have close to 35,000 troops in Bolivia. In Cuba, I know Cuba is the main likely. I think President Miguel. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they gone for interventions in the past, as you know. And yes, they have a significant good military there, known as the Cuban Revolutionary Armed Forces. Yeah. And yes, they have over millions of at the end of the for active available service, but only 50,000 troops in active duty in Venezuela, the final location, though it's obvious that they are about the same one now. So yeah, the Venezuela is known as the National Bolivarian Armed Forces of Venezuela, and they have up to over 100,000 troops in active personnel, and 8,000 in reserve. Technically, if we add up to another, technically 60,000 now, so it's gonna be up to possibly in the military up to 169,000 troops. So again, the U.S. had to fight through. That's really small because the U.S. has like way more than it. And U.S. I think the U.S. is the only way to win it against all this. If they had up to probably 300,000 troops strong, face off against the whole entire alliance like this. Yeah, 300,000 troops to 500,000 troops. That's the only way the U.S. ain't even to win. if you don't have that, you need to send interventions probably from Canada or any type of Western nation U.S. is going to have allied to then with that same get up to that number level. So which which is kind of shocking, but a discovery they end up known already by about this. So yeah. So not surprised that they made this discovery already because of this. So yeah, that was U.S. might have a fight more about the chew. So yeah. So this not be surprised. Yeah. So yeah, so not be surprised about that. So yeah, so they better let you know. Also, there's another shock, shocking discovery in the end that you didn't have all the way. I'll just show you next. Yeah, they found another discovery of some sort. One thing I found on this page. Yeah, as you know, Russia only has a lot of separatism already in there, but take a look and I just found. And the end up is in to shock you. Yep. Yes, you say it right. Russia is not. People say Russia is just one Russia, right? But no, I think I just found history already back in the Russian Empire. And the Russia is not made of just one Russia, but two Russias. Yeah, there's a Muscovy, Russia, the Suzu, which is second southern region, so it includes Moscow as their capital. And there's also Novgorod, Russia. There's a Novgorod region, Russia of some sort, where Novgorod is their capital. Shockingly in the know already. Yet there's also a third one, Those Little Russia. You know that's taking Ukraine, so you can tell already by the way this discovery. Oh yeah, you see white and black Russia? That's technically just Belarus. Already. Red Russia is technically in Ukraine, and they got Turkey Indo-Ural regions. New Russia is also in Ukraine. As you know, same for Little Tartary, which is also in Ukraine. You got Finland. They also got Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia. Got Poland. Northern Caucasus, which is technically not Caucasus, Croatian area. So, which is technically areas right near Georgian border, which is also separatist. You get the southern one, known as Azerbaijan, also separatist. This is Kazakhstan. This area runs into Turkestan, which is Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, and Kyrgyzstan. You get Siberia, and this area right here is known as is not only connected to Yukashia, but also part of the to outer Manchuria, which is also claimed by China. So, yeah, kind of surprised that they made this discovery. There's not one Russia, it's some sort, but two Russias. Muscovy, Russia, and Novgorod, Russia. So, yeah, amazing discovery I found here. So, yeah, I found out some sort. Well, it's just, yeah, so shocking indeed that they found out already. So hope this discovery that they made your site is some sort. It's sorry for the interrupt this a little sleep time or fun time, but they end up having it right now because this discovery was end up so shocking. At the end of the way it is. So otherwise, it's only for. So otherwise, see you next video and good luck for now. Bye, everyone.